All right, everybody, welcome in Season 3, Episode 17 of the Swishlist Podcast. As always, there is so much for us to discuss with you today. We're going to talk about who the face of the league is after watching the All-Star game. We know it. We have the answer for you. We'll discuss all the different pieces that have to do with the game, the 40-20 rule based on where we're at today in the NBA, KD potentially, the burner account situation. This is like hot off the press right now. NBA expansion, teams getting fined for tanking. Where do we land on NBA fans right now after watching the Pistons fight? An old head takes another shot at LeBron James. Our biggest surprises midway through the season. How do we rank NBA skills? And we'll close out with one-on-one matchups. It's going to be a jam-packed episode. Before we do, I do want to just say this before we get into it. We actually started this podcast coming off of All-Star Weekend back in, 2022?
2022.
2022?
No.
23.
23 would have had to have been 23.
Yeah, we started this podcast All-Star Weekend 2023. And so every year when this event comes back around, it's fun. It's like a full circle moment to get to have these conversations. We were dogging on the dunk contest then. We're going to dog on it today. So it's just always fun. It's always fun to hit the pod's anniversary, if you will. But ladies and gentlemen, the face of the league is Victor Wembanyama. The international face of the league is Victor Wembanyama. And the American face of the league is that boy Anthony Edwards. That's it. Like there's no more conversation. There's no more debate. There's no more if or who or what. Wemby's the best defensive player in the league. He is extremely marketable. He does everything you want him to do, plays hard every single night. He's physical. He knows his game, builds his game every year, defers to the legends, learns from the legends. You wanted to see a competitive All-Star game. If you watched the first possession, you knew that Wemby went out there and he wanted to win. Then you move to that boy, Anthony Edwards. What does he do? He just goes out and casually wins All-Star MVP. Takes Minnesota to heights that we've never seen before. Still working on perfecting his game, and every clip feels like it's going to go viral. From him talking with Taylor Rooks about how he's still trying to perfect his game and what it's going to take to win a title. The humility to say, you shouldn't be watching number 5. Go watch number 3 when you watch Minnesota play. Look at Jaden McDaniels. Gives us just a shout-outs to the team. Always give shout-outs to guys like Naz Reid and Conley, and that's it. When LeBron retires, I think he plays one more season and he retires. As Steph fades off into the sunset, same with Kevin Durant. The two guys are going to be Wemby, who is the international megastar, and Anthony Edwards, the hometown hero. That's what it's going to be. Nike versus Adidas, that's what it's going to be.
I like it. Can't disagree. It's who they are. I think they both have taken sort of that role of, I want to be that guy. I'm willing to have the pressure. Even with SGA, who else is a potential face of the league? Like when
Luka, Jokic, Giannis, a lot of those guys.
Just, you got to have that sort of killer mentality, I feel, is what some of these guys are missing. Like they're very nice. They're very cordial with all their opponents, even during the season. But even with Wemby, I mean, we saw it today. He was so pissed when he lost on a Scotty Barnes 3-pointer in the All-Star game. Like, if we're being real, if you truly cared, every other player would actually be pissed. They would be showing their emotion on that. And Wemby is willing to do it. Ant said, Wemby set the tone. And that's incredible from a guy who's only been doing this for 2 years, 3 years. Like, it was so awesome to see him come in and just immediately get 7 straight points, get a couple block shots. Okay, we're playing serious. And then to have Ant match his energy and want the ball in those clutch moments. We've been seeing this from Ant for years. Like his favorite player, Kevin Durant, I want to go at him. I think Ant is a perfect balance of that entertainment while also matching energy and wanting to be the most competitive player out there. So I think if there is a player that we're looking at that can corral a bunch of fans while also keeping it competitive, high energy, and enough where you can hate the guy, but you can also love the guy, which you have to have if you're going to be the face of the league. I think Anthony Edwards is the perfect player for that. And he showed it today. It was those two and Kawhi. Those were the standouts. And it was Kawhi's building, so it makes sense that he was doing it.
How did you feel about the format? If we're going to get this level of play, which felt like the most competitive basketball we've seen in years, would you want to go back to an East versus West? Cade said that he wants to go back to an East versus West because he's never gotten to experience that before.
I think going away from the format was just necessary in order to start the conversation of these guys aren't trying. So I think we can go back to it now, because next year, if you go back East-West, Wemby's just going to come out and be like, okay, I have to beat the East. Like, I think it's going to be there. These are the top 30 guys in the league. So you're going to get competition now, I think, as long as Wemby's setting that tone. But I enjoyed it until, of course, the final game. Of course, you get the USA versus the USA, and what do you know? All of a sudden, somebody's up 20, and these guys aren't trying anymore. So I think it showed that Wemby was the one who really did set the tone, because the moment that World was taken out of the equation, I think, especially with the format, it needs to be switched up a little bit, because even the final just ended up being like we only get 3/4 technically of play.
Yeah.
I wish we could have seen, okay, USA Stars has to beat Stripes 2 times in order to win, because they were 2-0 at that point. The older guys were 2-0, and the Stars had lost a game. So I think the championship, and it just makes for a longer event. Like, what's wrong with having one more quarter? So I think to make it a 4-quarter game is what is needed. And so I think going back to the East-West format is going to be fine for years to come, now that we've seen that we are going to have some people trying and can change the culture around it. But I think the change was necessary in order to realize how bad it was getting.
We lost a lot of guys too. Like Ant talked about it after the game, where he was like, look, Jokic and Luka dominate the league. Like, they're not trying to play. So Wemby's that kid in gym class I'm going to win this game. And you got half the players that are like, I don't even care about basketball. I think Ant was right. Like, if Jokic obviously is still getting back into playing shape. He's not trying to risk anything, so he didn't play a bunch. Luka also coming off of injury, so I understand those guys. But you can't tell me, if the world doesn't have a fully healthy Jokic, Luka, and Shea, that game doesn't look a little bit different.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, especially with Wemby bringing the tone. I mean, the starting
Yeah.
lineup is completely different for the
Yeah.
world team. But I think it was great for Wemby to have that opportunity to be like, okay, I'm a top 2 player on this court right now.
Sure.
I'm going to set the tone in that
Sure.
sense. And yeah, I mean, the top 3 players in the league, Steph's not playing either, like big names that just are not playing in this game. So somebody's got to set the tone, and I'm glad he did.
I think you go back to East versus West. I think you're going to have enough guys now that are willing to bring it, because nobody wants to get embarrassed. You also end up in these weird situations where the old guys didn't have a big. So Jalen Duren's just like getting every rebound, and it's okay, this is just kind of weird to watch. Like, there's some stuff where I understand, but we probably need to get some of the gimmicks out at this point. If Wemby's willing to go out there and say, everybody's going to play hard because I'm playing hard today, 6 years from now, when he's fully cemented as a prime player, people are going to play, because he's going to dictate the terms, right? And nobody wants to be that guy that's going to get embarrassed. So I think we can get rid of a lot of the gimmicks, because you have a guy that's willing to walk into the locker room and say, everybody better show up today.
Well,
that
yeah,
makes a difference.
That's been the issue.
Yeah.
I mean, we
LeBron
watched the
didn't do
All-Star
it.
game, and yeah, but Braun wasn't doing it. I mean,
Durant wasn't doing it either. None of those guys.
I'd hate to say it, but like, Steph has almost made a mockery of it with how good of a shooter he is. Like,
Everybody just wants him to pull up from
everybody
half the whole
wants to pull from half court like him, and the only other person that I'm giving the okay to do it to is Damian Lillard. But then you have Braun pulling from there, you have Luka pulling from there, and it's I don't like it. It's just showing weird effort. It's a weird energy that goes towards this event that's supposed to be for the fans. You get the best 28 players, 30 players in the league, and you want to see who's going to win. And I feel like we weren't getting that, and it sucks to see a lack of effort from these guys for a weekend that's supposed to be for the people who support them throughout the season, which is the fans.
Yeah, I want to say this too, because the All-Star game was here in Utah pretty recently. I saw those ticket prices. Makes no freaking sense to me why we make the event so expensive. And when I turn on my television, I'm seeing the lights in the stadium because nobody's at the game. What are we doing? Why are we not making this more accessible to fans? Because there are kids out there that want to go see this. They don't care. They don't know how competitive it is or it isn't. But I don't understand why we're making it so exclusive, even though it's such a difficult event for people to really want to cheer for based on what it's become. We have nobody in the stands, dude. What is that?
Wish I could tell you. It's there's so many names, like popular names, that do end up coming, that it feels like such a big event. But I think in past years, it's just been like, I don't know. It's nobody really cares. It's the same thing with the NFL. Like, the Pro Bowl is now just flag football. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not an actual game, I don't think these players care. So it's how do you treat it like a real event, and how do you get people to pay for something like that?
I think you just make the tickets so cheap, and or I don't know, if you know what city you're going to be in, do a deal with some kids programs or something.
Get some schools.
Yeah, get some schools in there. Fill the stadium. Make this something where, like, you really can give back to a community that you're going to see that you're not going to see for years. In some cases, when they're in the smaller cities, like,
30
you're not going to
years.
be back for decades. I don't know. It just feels kind of backwards. Like, I get that there's like a celebrity aspect to it, but you can cut off a lower bowl from upper bowl and still have plenty of people in that building. I think it's just a miss all the way around.
Agreed.
Speaking of misses, the dunk contest, absolutely horrendous. What's sad is that dude from Miami, his dunk over E40 was actually pretty sick. He cleared him without question. But the only dunk I can think of is the Jackson Hayes dunk. That was a LeBron Tuesday night type of dunk. We just need to kill the event. It's over. Just stop doing it.
Every year I just get this feeling of, okay, maybe we'll see something new. And I think Carter Bryant did a good job this year. I mean, if he
Sure.
completes his last dunk, I think he wins it and people care a little bit more. But Keyshawn Johnson winning it, and I hate to say it, but that's more of a nobody in the league. So
No one knows who this guy is. I think Miami Heat fans don't even know who this guy is.
yeah, it's not new to see role players doing the
Mhm.
dunk contest. We're just seeing less stars. But I think even the role players who are winning it now, it's like back then you were still getting pretty good type of players that were doing it. It wasn't a two-way contract guy or a guy that nobody knew.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee winning it, Fred Jones winning it. Like 10 years ago, you had Paul George, John Wall winning it.
Even Gerald Green, like you knew Gerald Green.
Yeah, Gerald Green, Jeremy Evans. I don't know. Maybe Jeremy Evans is the most low-key name that you would name. But people still know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Maybe that's just because he won. Like maybe people are going to know Keyshawn Johnson 5 years from now because he won the dunk contest. But
No.
it just seems like we go through waves. And I think the wave of the dunk contest is getting lower than it ever has because there's just no new dunks. I mean, there's professional dunkers out there now. So like we're not seeing anything new. And Mac McClung, I don't know if you saw, he
I saw
showed
the
his
video.
4 dunks that he was going to potentially try. But I mean, who knows what that actually looks like because you're put on the spot there. You don't have time to try it 20 times. So who knows if those were the dunks that he was going to actually try. But I don't think they'll kill the dunk contest. I think it's just going to be another 3 or 4 years before we see a good one. And we're just going to be in a down period again. And then hopefully somebody reignites it 4 years from now. And who knows who that's going to be. But it's a rough one right now.
The truth is, we all know what we want to see. And Jaylen Brown talked about it. They asked Jaylen Brown, and if I post this on social media, I'll probably just roll the clip. But Jaylen Brown talks about how what he wants is a 1v1 tournament. He sees what's happening at Unrivaled. He sees what Ball His Life is doing. He sees the clips on social media. And he called out a couple players. He's, I'd love to play against Luka one-on-one. I think he said Shy instead of Shea, which was really, really weird in the clip. He said he wanted to play him one-on-one as well. But I don't even think we have to see, and I think you agree with this, I don't even think we have to see the All-Stars play one-on-one. We just want to see 8 NBA players go at it one-on-one. Who's willing to get in there? Is there a guy, can we get a Cam Thomas to sign up for one-on-one? Can we get a Jose Alvarado to sign up for one-on-one? Can we get a couple bigs? Obviously, we have to line people up so that the positions make sense. But like, I think you could start with just any NBA players that we get the chance to watch. Maybe a couple legends if you want to make it really fun and entertaining. You get to see the old heads. So many of these guys say they've never shot a ball since they retired. You just get to see them just like, I think it'd be funny, but I think that's all we want. Like, we just want to see an event that looks and feels competitive, and one-on-one is basketball. We all play it. We all see it. We all want to be that guy. So I think I don't get why, like, Adam Silver has to know that we're asking for this, and they make enough adjustments over and over every single year. Why don't they just give us this event?
I don't know, because it would do numbers. I mean, people talk about one-on-one basketball isn't 5-on-5 basketball, which we all know that.
Yeah.
But the 3-point contest isn't 5-on-5 basketball. Dunk contest isn't 5-on-5 basketball. The skills challenge is not 5-on-5 basketball. Like,
Yeah.
we're already in this era, and the thing that kids do more now than ever is one-on-one work. It's working on your back. That is what is popular in basketball now. You want to pull ultimate views, you get some of the best guys in the league to compete in a one-on-one tournament, because I think a lot of these guys have the ability to lean on teams when they lose, when they're losing, when they're embarrassed. It's a 5-on-5 game. It's not just all on me. If you get some of these guys to participate in a one-on-one competition, now your pride is on the line. Your game is on the line. Can you beat somebody? Where is your integrity level? Where is your mentality at for you as a player? Where is your bag? What is your skill set? So when that gets tested, you get to see some players' true characters. Like, you would see some really angry players who get 11-0'd. And I just would love to see that. I think it would be so interesting to see a really good defender go up against a really good offensive player and just get destroyed. The competitive levels aren't there for All-Star Weekend. And I think we need to adjust to what the game is now and add something like that in.
Well, anybody that's played competitive basketball at any level knows that one-on-one is also a part of practice. And I'm not talking about like after practice with your buddies. Like, when you're doing post work, and the coach just keeps feeding you the ball in the mid post until you miss, and then whoever you miss gets the ball, and they're just going until they miss, and you got everybody lined up at the baseline, and it's just guy after guy after guy. We all did that. They do that at Team USA. We've seen the clips of Devin Booker hitting shots, Paul George hitting shots, Kevin Durant hitting shots. So these guys all do it. They all do it. And you can hear them talking about it. The players around the Lakers used to talk about Cam Reddish, and he was a demon in one-on-one. I think he posted one of his own clips on social media showing like how good he was. So it's not like it's a foreign concept and these guys haven't done it in 8 years or 5 years or whatever. Like, this happens consistently. We just want to see it live.
I want to see it publicly. Just show us the footage. Show me people 1v1ing. That's what we talk about now. This is what is popular in basketball culture.
And I'll build on that. I could see the concern being timing. Hey, we can only run this segment for 30 minutes. How are we supposed to guarantee that this is going to run? You could pre-record it, clip it, and post only the makes, and NBA fans would go freaking nuts. I'm not even kidding you. You don't even have to do it live. You could just run that on TV, and we would all watch that.
I 100% agree. It does not matter how they set it up. Just take a chance at it, man. Just, what do you have to lose? The dunk contest is terrible right now. You have absolutely nothing to lose by trying this.
One of my favorite things to do every season when we get to this point is to cover the 40-20 rule. For those of you that don't know, Phil Jackson's 40-20 rule states that an NBA team has to win 40 games before they lose 20 games in order to be considered a true title contender. And if you want to know what the math is, it's like well over 90% of NBA champions have followed this rule. There's only 4 exceptions. It's the 94-95 Rockets, the 03-04 Pistons, the 05-06 Heat, and the 2020 Milwaukee Bucks. Right, those are the only teams, especially in the modern era, that did not hit this statistic. So it holds true. This season, we have 3 teams guaranteed and 1 that would have to kind of go on a run in order to make it. Those teams are the Detroit Pistons, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the San Antonio Spurs, and if the Celtics go on a 5-game win streak coming out of the All-Star break, they'll be the last team that hits that 40-20 rule. Roman, how do you feel about that? That means that the Knicks, no shot. Cavs, no shot. Nuggets, no shot. Houston, LA, Timberwolves, Suns, nobody else can win a title. You only got 3, maybe 4 teams that can win it all.
According to this, that means the West has got it for me. I don't think anybody in the East is coming out. If the Pistons are the only team that meets the requirement, to me, the Pistons feel like OKC in 2024.
Okay.
Not out of nowhere, but they're the 1 seed and have no playoff experience. Far and away the 1 seed. They're going to end as the 1 seed, just like OKC did.
They took the Knicks to they were competitive in that Knicks series last year, man. They were competitive.
They took them to 6 games. 6 games, yeah. My thinking is first round, they're going to have the 4-1, most likely, whoever it is, whoever that 8 seed is. Okay. And then second round is where they're going to have to run into one of the better teams of that 4 to 5. And I think it's going to be a really rough matchup, whatever it is. And then they might come out of that series. And if they do, then they run into the Knicks or the Celtics in that conference finals. And I don't think they beat them. It feels like a younger team where you do have to have a year of a second round loss in order to be there, just like OKC did. I think the Pistons are a young team that can eventually do it. But I would compare this year to a 2024 OKC year where they win in the first round, make it to the second round, and possibly lose. Even if they make it to the conference finals, they run into a more experienced team who just makes it to the finals. And if the Knicks or Celtics are making it to the finals, I don't see in any way that they can beat OKC, the Nuggets, or the Spurs. I think those 3 teams are far and away just the best teams in the NBA. And my only shot at winning a title is those 3 teams. I think the Nuggets make it in just because some of their recent losses are without Jokic. I think if they had a healthy Jokic, they would have met that 40-20 rule. So
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
With every fiber of my being, I'm hoping that we get to see the Thunder and the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. Just the true heavyweights of the NBA matched up, incredible games. These teams hate each other. It's
going to be good. Like it's going to be a shot for shot type of thing. I don't want to compare it to a crazy rivalry, but it'll be a rivalry though. Yes, like UNC Duke, how it's like in their last 120 matchups, it's 60-60. Like these are 2 teams who are going to be going head to head in the West for so long, and I think the rivalry has started. And I just know that series would go 7 games, and it would be great.
I really hope we get to see it. I think that's the only thing I'm like looking forward to. I mean, obviously I want to watch a lot of basketball, but if we get to see those 2 teams play, that's great. And I think every true NBA fan knows that's kind of where it's at, right? Are we going to see the Thunder repeat, or are the Spurs going to prove that they are they are like a legitimate
Contenders?
team and it's their time to win a title. And I promise you this, if Wemby gets that title, he's the face of the league, no question. I know I talked about it before,
I
but
was gonna say,
it's undoubted at that point. You take down reigning MVP Shea. We'll see what happens with the Nuggets and where they land and if he has to go through Jokic as well. But let me tell you, if there's a run where he goes through Jokic and Shea and wins a title in Wemby, brother, people might be putting that up against some all-time title runs.
if this guy wants to go down as one of the greats, I think that it would be an incredible start to a career if he could have a deep playoff run this early. If Wemby is as good as we're predicting him to be, it's time.
Bro,
It is time.
imagine he beats Anthony Edwards in the first round, gets Wemby in the second round, and Shea in the
Whoever he
third.
beats. If he has to go up against the Rockets, if he has to go against the Lakers, it does not matter what team he's going against. Like, it's Steph, possibly. Like, every matchup is going to be an all-time great. So I cannot wait to see where we end up in the playoffs.
Goodness, man, it's exciting. Less exciting, Kevin Durant back making major headlines. Now, listen, we're recording this Sunday night, 9:54 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So by the time this pod comes out and where we're at by Tuesday or Wednesday of the following week, we may be talking about something that has been debunked. We don't know. But today, what we know is people are linking Kevin Durant to a potential burner account where he is dogging out his teammates. Big time. And I'm not talking just these. Yes, like we're talking multiple teams worth of teammates. Yeah, kind of crazy what's going on. Roman, you got more details. What do you got?
Well, the interesting thing about it is the reason why people are finding it is because all the people that this account follows is all of Kevin Durant's in real life friends. And the way that these chains are coming out and the way that they're talking to him is as if you were talking to Kevin Durant. And the way that he's replying, it just works together that Kevin Durant is replying at a specific time about a specific moment where he's using context that just only Kevin Durant would speak of. He's texting in Kevin Durant's way. I have no doubt in my mind that this is Kevin Durant. We're just waiting for confirmation on it. But man, some of the things, this man is bold. Like, I get hating on other players, but to have these opinions on your own teammates and to have this stuff get leaked, like the stuff he was saying about Jabari, I can understand it with Draymond just because, I mean, everybody probably has gripes with Draymond at times, but stuff he was saying about Şengün.
When we win, it's Devin Booker's team. And when we lose, it's my team.
Yeah, which was kind of true, but you should not be saying that over a text chain. But we know Kevin Durant doesn't care.
No, not at all.
Yeah, like giving shout outs to, you said James Harden. I miss him, but he's crazy. Talking about Kyrie, like just so many things that just probably should not be said publicly or be public information. But we all know who Kevin Durant is, and we've been dealing with the burner accounts for probably close to 15 years now. So the question is just who's next or what's next.
Listen, this doesn't change his legacy. It's just a confirmation that he is who we think he is. Honestly, at this point, I think Kevin does it so that we will find it. I think
he wants it to get found.
I think he wants to see how long he can go and how extreme he gets before someone finds the account.
It kind of hurts him though.
It's like an NBA Easter egg. He doesn't care, dude. He doesn't care.
Yeah, but the fans do. Like I do low key care about it because I don't know. He doesn't really have the stuff to back it up.
He's got 2 championships, MVPs.
Because he joined the Warriors.
But he won MVPs before he joined the Warriors.
He won a single MVP.
He's going to go down as one of the greatest scorers, like purely by numbers. Like he'll have more points than just about anybody in the league. He could score in every single way on the court. He's unguardable, incredible player all time.
And the guy who could never do it on his own.
He'll be a top 20 player all time.
I swear to you, him and James Harden would have the same legacy if he never joined the Warriors. Stamp it. I'll say it. He's a snake for a reason.
You also, that's kind of a crazy take because we've seen the rosters that the Thunder have been able to put together. You add Kevin Durant in the mix with a lot of that stuff, and there's no shot that that's true. I think that's a crazy take on your end. But
what Thunder? What? Huh? What are you talking about?
Well, you're saying if he just like plays with the Thunder, he never leaves, never goes to Golden State. He just he just stays with the Thunder forever.
Yeah. Not even stays forever, but doesn't team hop for the next 7 years. And the moment one thing goes wrong with one teammate, leaves the Warriors. I mean, he got his 2 chips, but he hasn't been able to win without that. Like that's Steph Curry's thing to me. He joined a 73-19. Nobody does that. Kevin Durant is a different type of player to me. Like props to him for being one of the greatest scorers of all time. But I don't know. I don't get the winner's mentality from Kevin Durant that much.
Okay, so the burner account stuff, this specific burner account situation has you have less respect for him today than you did before.
Yeah. So forward about saying it to your buddies, but like the potential of this stuff getting leaked is like not a big concern to you. And I don't know if he was like if he had done it on his own, if he had got a chip in OKC, like that would be like, okay, we know this guy can do it. But he had to leave to go get 2 rings with the greatest scorer of all time, the greatest team of all time, technically, who couldn't get it done without Kevin Durant, and then just team hops for a few years.
But this
I
is
don't know.
why
I'm not as high on Kevin Durant as other people. I'm not.
I think this is why I don't think he cares, because obviously he knows he could have sent that stuff in a group chat. Obviously he knows he could have pulled that offline, pulled that on some type of messaging app where nobody else, it never sees the light of day. But he did it the way he did it on purpose. Like, I don't think Kevin's stupid. That's my thing. Is he's not stupid. I don't see the value in what he's doing. He wants to be considered just a pure hooper, but it really is in a weird place. It really is
stay
strange.
relevant. He wants to stay relevant because he knows the Rockets aren't going to win.
Hey, that 40-20 rule. Okay, let's talk about NBA expansion. Adam Silver dropped some bombshells on NBA fans speaking to the media. One of those in particular was when he mentioned no teams will relocate. He believes the most deserving cities are Vegas and Seattle, and that an expansion does not have to be limited to 2 teams. That last one felt the most interesting to me. Roman, if you are looking at expansion, we know the top 2 cities, but if you had to pick 2 more, where are you adding an NBA franchise?
I would assume we're probably going to see, it could be like a Mexico City team or something like that.
Wow.
Expand down. So I think there's a big culture of basketball fans down in Mexico. Doesn't have to be super far. I mean, deep Texas is really just Mexico, let's be honest. So you get a team down there. It's not going to be that much of a difference. And then another location, popular cities that don't have teams right now. Maybe back to another New Jersey team.
Another team up there?
I mean, what other big city do you want to go to?
It's the heart of basketball. I think that if you had 2 more teams, you're going across the pond. I think you're putting a team in Europe. I do. I really do.
That's far.
Oh, it's so far. No, you're 100% right. And
a UK team?
You got so many basketball fans in Europe. Bro, we've seen what these games look like in Europe. Could you imagine you get an NBA team over there and fans are just going insane?
Well, have you seen the reports not reports, I just saw rumors of the NBA potentially starting a league out there, like doing their own league, but other than just like adding a few teams? Because I don't know, I feel like the travel for those players would make such a difference. Like the amount of flying, that would be way more. It's like you can't go that far away.
What, probably unless you have a handful of teams so that you did the full trip there, and the teams that play there aren't just like here in the U.S. for forever.
You're there for a week and a half, 2 weeks, instead of it being
2 days.
Fly there, then come back to Boston to play a game. Yeah. I
just think that's where it's at. Like, I don't think you could put another team in Canada.
There we go. Vancouver and Mexico City. That's my 2 picks.
Okay.
Even here.
If you're listening to this, we want to know, where would you, outside of Vegas and Seattle, where would you put that next NBA team?
Little Rock.
And please don't say another team in LA. Please. Gosh.
Another Cali team. The San Diego. The
Sharks. The San Diego Orca.
Yeah.
It's just the SeaWorld Express.
The Mississippi Marauders.
That sounds NFL Street 3 team. Holy cow. We'll stay on the topic of Adam Silver. He also fined a couple teams for the way that they've been tanking, and said specifically that he feels like the tanking this year has been worse than in recent years. I'm not going to lie. When he mentioned removing the draft, I was like, what are we doing? I've been watching these games, and I've been watching these teams. You're going to tell me that what the Jazz are doing is worse than what the Spurs were doing to get guys like Wemby? You're going to tell me what this is worse than what we saw teams doing to land like guys like Cooper Flag? We had Capture the Flag as like a full-on meme that was running just last season. Like, you really are going to have to explain to me how the Jazz, who literally Keontae George just came into his own as a player and is going out there and balling out every single night. Isaiah Collier is doing what he's doing, and we're going to find these guys. We're looking at the Pacers, and they're missing their franchise player. Nah, we're going to find these guys. I don't think what those teams are doing is worse than when we literally had trust the process happening in Philly. Their motto was, we're going to tank to get a bunch of these players. I don't know.
To me, it's Adam Silver just trying to make the bigger point of it than it really is.
He's just trying to save face.
If he makes a bigger deal of it, then it gets around the league that this is going to change because he's making a big deal of it. This is not the worst we've ever seen for tanking. It's the fact that the Jazz had their game where they were trying to tank and their pick is going to potentially go to OKC, and OKC's, you see what they're doing over there? Like, I know about these new policies that you're trying to create, and they're going right under your nose, Adam Silver. Like, the OKC literally is playing tattletale with specific teams because they've got stuff on the line, which I would do too. But
shut up, Sam Presti.
Yeah, this is not the worst that we've ever seen it. It's
No.
definitely not. But I think Adam Silver making a big point of it makes teams have to be like, okay, we can't do this anymore. But my thing with the tanking is the Jazz sit their players and they end up winning the game. And it happened with, I think it happened with the Pacers too. Like, these teams are sitting their best players, but then they end up, like, Sensabaugh has 20 points in the fourth quarter and is like super clutch. And they're like, okay, now we can't play Sensabaugh anymore. So it's like, really, what is tanking anymore if you're winning games?
Adam Silver feels like a bad parent. He feels like the parent that's, no, son, you can't have that. And the kid's, but I want it. And dad's like, all right, here you go. Like, it's a bunch of empty threats. That's what Adam Silver feels like to me. He's just empty threat commissioner, soft commissioner, whatever these guys want, they can have type of commissioner.
And on the other side of it, it also feels like he's, with the parent thing, man, there's something wrong with my kids. I don't know what it is, though. Maybe you should do something about that, man.
Maybe you need to be a better parent, Adam.
Yeah.
Gotta lock in, dude. Jeez. What did you think when he said he might remove the draft? There's no chance he can do that. Like,
no,
that's the dumbest thing ever. Make everyone a free agent? That's like, stupid.
Then we'd have to go back to any age can get into the league.
Well, no, it's not even just that, Roman. Why would anybody sign with, oh, you're telling me that the best player every single year can just go sign with the Lakers? Sign with the Heat? That's what's going to happen.
Because more teams would just put more money into, they'd be willing to go over any type of luxury tax and pay a crazy amount for a single player.
The Lakers go, hey, good news, LeBron and Luka. We signed Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa for next season.
Yeah, we're going to be triple apron, but we're going to get you a ring, LeBron.
What are we doing? It doesn't even make sense. Like the NBA, where the NBA was in 1984, before there was an NBA draft. Come on, it's not even a viable concept.
I think it's exactly what you said. It's just the empty threats. You know, I'll do anything at this point. We won't even draft these players. Whoa, what? That's not how it works.
Oh man, I love it. Listen, NBA fans, I'm convinced, have to be the worst fans in sports. There was a while where baseball fans absolutely were the worst. They wanted to talk about the nostalgia of baseball when, like, it was a segregated league. Now you go to NBA fans and they're just the most wishy-washy people on the planet. One day the league is soft. The next day you see a fight and it's the complete opposite. I know there was a lot of people that talk about the Pistons fight. Also, shout out to Adam Silver. Once again, not standing on business, only finding players like 7 games for coming off the bench and swinging on people. But listen, NBA fans, you're getting what you want. You're getting aggressive, physical basketball. You're getting guys trying every single night, and yet you still complain. Roman, where do you stand? I want to start with the Pistons. Where do you stand on NBA fans right now and all this kind of stuff?
We are back. We are so back. I love it. I think this is needed. You have some of the most athletic people in the world, some of the most ego-filled guys in the world. You're telling me they're never going to fight? It's just wrong if they're not fighting. It happens in basketball. People fight. People get mad at each other. It's part of the game. That's why people like it, because it shows that they're human to me. Like, it shows that they're really passionate about this and they want to do it. But you get every NBA fan, man, we just can't have it, because you have people who are like, man, this league is so soft. I miss the old days where you had guys punching each other, hard fouls and all that kind of stuff. But then I see this fight and I go to the comment section and it's, what does this league come to? We can't have this. Isaiah Stewart should be out for the rest of the season. And I'm like, isn't this what you guys wanted? Like, this is the NBA that we asked for. Like, people fighting. We had 2 fights in one day. We are so back, people. We should be thrilled right now. Like, the game is more passionate than it's been in the last 15 years. And Isaiah Stewart said it when he was headed back to the locker room after the fight. You drafted me and expected me not to be this type of guy? Like, he is bringing the energy that everybody wants in the league. You need some bad boys. You need these types of players to combat your superstars, your humble guys. I love it. I think it's needed in sports.
I think we need to see somebody get in a fight with Jason Tatum.
If any of these humble superstars, Mo, I want somebody to punch punch Luka.
You need to see somebody sock Tyrese.
I want somebody to push Braun, push Kevin Durant, push Steph. Somebody do something. Isaiah Stewart tried to attack LeBron a couple years ago, and the entire stadium came after him.
LeBron had his hands under the jersey. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Oh my gosh, somebody get in front of me right now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not to say that I know we're not soft, but there's so many guys who are fake tough in the league. And I think we have more guys coming into the league who are willing to expose that. You're not about that life. Let's put it to the test, bro. Put your hands up. Let's fight, bro. Except most guys are not doing that. So I love to see a guy who's willing to run off the bench and try and punch an opposing teammate. Like, that is passion to me. Take your 5-game suspension, 7-game suspension. Show your passion for your team.
I'm okay with the fight. You know what else I'm also okay with? Somebody comes and tries to smoke you out, and you absolutely put them in the blender, like, on the court. Like, I remember, like, Lance Stevenson when he was trying to dog out LeBron, and LeBron just absolutely just put him in the spin cycle, just dominated him when he was in Miami. Like, I'm okay with that too. If you got an instigator and you guys want to just square up, I'm here for it. You get an instigator and then Steph just goes out and hits 6 threes. I'm also here for that as well. I just want to see guys get into it. That's what we're trying to get. That's what we're trying to see.
And I think it's the league that we're getting into. We're talking about all these, players getting more injured and stuff like that, especially in the few recent seasons. I think we're getting back into more of that physical play, but also everybody's more technical now. Everybody's planting more than ever. Everybody has more moves than ever. That's why you see all these knee injuries, calf injuries, but
Achilles.
I think we're getting more physical. It's slowly easing into less foul calls, playing hard, matching energy. I love when a ref misses a call on one end, purposefully misses a call on the other end. Like, it's what happens in basketball. It's never perfect, and I think that's what creates an edge for multiple teams. It's just, now I got to go do something more because you pissed me off. We need more of that in the league.
Well, Jalen Duren's a dog. Go look at how many times Jalen's gotten ejected. Everybody else talking about Isaiah Stewart. Go look at how many times Jalen's gotten ejected in a very short career up to this point. He embodies the city of Detroit. So does Cade, both of those guys.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, those guys start getting it going in New York. Fans start screaming. Jalen Brunson's throwing his head back trying to get foul calls. All of a sudden, Jalen Duren swings on Cat. I'm here for that.
Yeah, you gave the Pistons a number 1 seed. Don't let them see a deep playoff run. Imagine the confidence that these boys are going to have.
Brother, you're going to see 6 memes of Karl Anthony Towns by game 3 if we see that series happen again this year. That's a fact.
After all of that, for what? You're going to see so much, bro. Like,
you're going to see.
It. It's amazing.
Man. And closing that thought out, NBA fans.
What do you want?
What do you want? What is this, The Notebook? Like, what do you want?
Please tell us. Do we want a more physical league or do we want a perfect league? Let me know. Let me know what we want.
There's no such thing as perfect. Okay. NBA fans want the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s all combined into one amalgamation of a league. When you want these NBA players to compare with memories, nobody's going to live up to a memory. Okay. It just won't. They can't. Okay. They can't. You have to embrace where you're at right now. Okay.
So for our weekly LeBron update, we have a reporter asking LeBron if he has any update on when he will retire. And LeBron gives his cryptic answer of, when I know, you'll know. So Bron has no timeline of when he's going to end it. In my eyes, if Bron doesn't get hurt, I think he still has at least 2 more years in him, 3 more years in him. I don't think I don't think next year would be his last year if he's saying that I'll know, like, he's not slowing down. He slowed down a little bit, but like, Luka's been out 4 straight double-doubles, triple-double last game. Like, when this man wants to, he's a top 10 player in the league still. So if he doesn't get hurt, if there's no major injuries, I think he's playing at least 2 more years still.
He's not, dude. Come on.
What do you mean, though?
Come on,
What do you mean?
What are we doing? Listen.
This is the longevity guy. I think LeBron is going to milk this as long as he can.
No.
Yeah.
No. Here's what's going to happen. LeBron's not going to say where he's going because he doesn't have a team that he's going to play for yet. That's why. LeBron's going to close out the season. The Lakers are going to run him. The Lakers are going to run him out of the building, and then it's going to be this weird, cryptic offseason of what's happening with LeBron. He's already named 2 of the teams he's willing to play for, according to an ESPN report, and 2 unnamed teams that he'd also be willing to play for. He's going to sign with that team. It's going to be a 1-year deal. He's going to come out and say, "This is it. It's my final season. I'm going to retire." That's what's going to happen.
I say no.
It is.
Because
Listen,
I don't think
happens.
I don't think the team that he goes to is immediately like contending team. I think he wants a shot at a championship, and it's going to take 2 years because healthy LeBron is still a very good player.
What are we doing?
But if Moses, him saying when I know, you'll know, that type of thing, I think it guarantees 2 more years to me. That's what it means to me. If he doesn't get hurt, I think he's playing 2 more seasons.
You're wrong. You know the comments are going to tell you you're wrong. Here's the only way you're right. If he signs for a new franchise, a team he's never played with before, then I think he plays 2 seasons. because it takes one season to get the fans to like actually recognize, oh, LeBron plays for our team, and then he gets the retirement tour. He can't go to a
It's
new
LeBron.
team and
I
get
don't
a
think it's gonna
retirement tour.
matter.
It would be weird.
No.
No, it would be weird. If he
No.
signed with Orlando and then went on a retirement tour, it would feel weird. It would.
Is exactly why he's not going to do it, because
Yeah,
who knows
so
if the
he would-
Cleveland Cavaliers thing is going to set up, which is why I'm saying I think he's going to play a couple more years.
He'd sign a 2-year deal if he went to the Knicks or Orlando. 1,000% if he signs with Cleveland, he's retiring.
I don't think so. I think if he doesn't get injured, he's got 2 more years in him at least. There's no sign of older LeBron slowing down. Like, I think of post-ankle injury, 2022 Bron, I think he's still just about that same.
What are we doing here? Oh my gosh.
Ron Harper Sr., the Harper family gets to participate in the Shooting Stars Challenge. The Skills Challenge is what it technically is, but it's Shooting Stars Challenge now. And he gets asked questions about his kids, and classic old head throwing shade at LeBron James. And he says, I'm not going to tell my kids what they have to do. I'm not LeBron James. Just kind of weird, bruh. Like, why does Bron have to get brought up there? And I think Bron said, like, on record when Bronny was coming into the, like, possibly being in the NBA, he was like, Bronny can do whatever he wants, especially after the cardiac arrest. LeBron was just like, I'm not rushing him into basketball. My son can do whatever he wants. If he wants to be a basketball player, he can, or he can go do whatever he wants. But I just think it's crazy. And the narrative of the old heads continues of Bron just being brought up in any conversation that involves anything that's basketball related.
Bro, it's just like it's Michael Jordan propaganda. Like, LeBron lives rent-free in all of these guys' minds. There's just, so how was your day yesterday? LeBron just, like they can't go a day in their life.
At least my day wasn't like
thinking about
LeBron James.
Yeah. Did you see LeBron go for a triple-double? Try hard. Like, they can't.
Michael
They
Jordan
can't
had that
exist.
stat line in his 40s too.
Funny as heck. Maybe he said it because he knew that's the only way that the clip would go viral.
That's true. Shout out to him. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, way to go, Ron. We're on to you. We're roughly 55 games into the season at this point. Roman, what's been the biggest shock of the season for you up to now?
Well, the biggest shocker, I don't think anything is really shocking in the West besides maybe the Spurs being the 2 seed. I figured they would be somewhere 4 or 5 seed, something like that. They have definitely overperformed. But the East, you could take just about any team in the East, and I'm like, what is going on here at this point? Like, again, we talked about last week, Pistons are the 1 seed. But then the Celtics being the 2 seed, that's got to be it. I mean, Raptors being a top 5 seed is really cool for them, like completely unexpected. But the Celtics being the 2 seed in the East right now is unbelievable to me. Jason Tatum is not there. That's a top 5 player in the NBA. And it's almost like they haven't skipped a beat. Like, they would be competing with the Pistons, probably have a slightly better record than the Pistons, but the Celtics are just good. They're just a good team. Jaylen Brown is playing incredible. My biggest shocker has got to be the Celtics being the 2 seed.
It is the answer. I'll give you the one that stands out to me from the West, so I'll still pick something from the West. I struggle to wrap my brain around the fact that the Rockets and the Lakers are the 4 and the 5 seed, and all of their national media coverage would make you think that they're the 10 and the 11 seed. Like, it really is the strangest thing ever. If you asked someone about the Rockets, you'd be like, they suck at shooting, don't have a point guard, Sengun doesn't show up very often, Amen can't shoot the ball, and they rely too much on Kevin Durant. You're like, well, they're also the 4 seed, 33 and 20. You're like, what? The Lakers big 3 have played like 6 games together, all on the court at the same time. It's just some weird combination of 2 of the 3 or 1 of the 3. And if you ask the national media what's going on with the Lakers, they don't play defense, can't make 3-pointers. Luka's still complaining to refs. LeBron's old and slow, and Austin Reeves can't play defense. And they're the 5 seed at 33 and 21. That's what's so weird is we've reached a point in the West where we just are tearing these teams to shreds, and they're like good teams.
That's exactly what's happening. I feel like we've done it a few times, like weeks ago, where we're like,
Guilty.
what's going on with LA? What's going on with the Rockets? What is happening with them? Meanwhile, they lose 1 game in a 5-game span, and we're like, they lost to a terrible team. What happened to them? I think it just comes with the market too. It's Kevin Durant, it's LeBron James, it's Luka. But yeah, I mean, we act like these teams are barely making it in the play-in, but they're guaranteed in the playoffs right now. So
yeah, I want to give a bonus bonus answer. This is doubling down on a clip I made last week. The Detroit Pistons have a better record than the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit Pistons have a better record than every single team in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. Yes, they do. They have a .755 win percentage, 40-13 versus 42-14. They are the best team in basketball. They are the best team in basketball. It's incredible.
This is coming off of everybody saying that OKC was possibly going to have the greatest season of all time, on pace for the greatest season of all time.
5-5 in their last 10 with an injured Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at this point in the year. I'm just saying, J-Dub, injuries throughout the entire season coming in midway through. Like, I'm just saying, Detroit.
Now's your chance.
This is it. Go be the best team in the league. I want to see Detroit be the best team in the league by the end of the year. I want to see it.
Okay, I got a unique one for you today, Mo.
Here we go.
I've got 10 skill sets in today's game, and I want you to rank them. So I'll just give you. We don't have to blind rank them. I just want you to genuinely give me like where you think these skills rank in today's NBA.
Okay.
So we have passing, playmaking, ball handling, shot creation, on-ball defense, IQ, mid-range, three-point shooting, athleticism, and rim protection.
Give me playmaking 2, three-point shooting 3, athleticism 4, oh, no, because IQ's fallen too far.
Yeah, this is rough.
Okay, I'm gonna start over. Let me start over.
What is intangible to you first? The actual skill set or your mindset? Like,
okay, here we go. Shot creating 1. IQ 2. Playmaking 3. Athleticism 4. 3-point shooting 5.
At this point, it becomes like, what can you get away with? Like,
yeah.
That.
Then I'm gonna go ball handling 6, passing 7, on-ball defense 8, mid-range 9, rim protection 10. That's the list.
Okay. I ain't mad at it.
I
might mix up the playmaking spots with the IQ. I think you put shot creation a little bit high for my list.
Okay.
But other than that, I think, you have to have the base of your IQ, your playmaking, that kind of stuff in order to make it to the league. That's what everybody in the league has. But then you have to have a 3-ball, and then everything else is just kind of like, what's your specific skill set? So
fair.
That was good. With All-Star Weekend coming up, with All-Star Weekend just happening, we had some of the greats competing. And people were saying that they were going to take this 5 over any 5 in any era. It's SGA, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, and Jokic. They're taking that 5 over any 5 in any era. What are your thoughts?
No, that's stupid. What are we doing? What are you talking about? There's teams where I can get prime Kobe Bryant and prime LeBron James playing together. And you're going to tell me that I'm going to look at that team, the half of which don't play defense, and that's what I'm going to take? You got to be out of your freaking mind.
That was my biggest takeaway from it is you have guys who are nowhere near the defenders that some of these greats are.
Not even close.
Even SGA as a good defender, not in contention for ever being on an all-defensive team. Luka, never all-defensive teams.
Horrible.
Jokic, never all-defensive teams. You really only have 2 good defenders on that team. So I guess if you're just taking offense pound for pound, of course this team is going to dominate, especially in today's era.
Yes.
But if you're talking about 5-on-5 basketball, there's a lot better names, better all-around players than these 5 guys.
Yeah. Okay. So do you know the 5 you would take? Do you know the era and the 5 that you would take?
Well, I don't think Wemby is a bad pick. I don't think Wemby and Giannis are bad picks. If you're just taking any era of basketball, I think that those 2 are perfect players. But then I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't choose Jokic because I would want my point guard to be the all-around person. But I don't know. At this point, I'll put Bron at the 1.
Okay, well that's the thing because you're already lining up 2 centers, so it's not like it's position basketball. But
yeah,
I'll tell you, Give me an era where I get Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and prime LeBron James, and then
Yeah.
you could take your pick on the fifth, and I feel great about that. I don't think there's anybody that's beaten just that core four. If you're talking about an individual era of basketball, those
agree.
guys are insane. What are we doing?
If I'm going to take my best 5 of all time,
You could put Allen Iverson as the fifth.
you really could. That's where I was considering the one at this point, who I want, because I feel like I want a shooter.
Sure.
So I'm going to go
Yeah, I can understand wanting a shooter. Okay.
Steph, Mike, Bron, Giannis, and I mean, I'll keep Wemby.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's fine.
But Mike, who? You're out of era.
Oh, we're just talking. I mean, I know it's in any era. I thought.
I thought it's you have to take 5 players from an era to beat that 5.
I'm taking this 5 over anyone in any era. That's the take.
No.
Is those 5 players that are active right now are better than any players that have ever played.
Okay, that's also insane. My all-time starting 5 would beat that 5. Steph,
Okay.
Mike, LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Shaq beats that 5.
Maybe we should change this question and look at it from that angle. What era would beat that era, do you think?
Yeah. You put
'Cause if you
together
go
5
90s
players, 5 players from an era who can beat this era. I'm fine with that.
Because 90s, I mean, who are you going to put at the 1 in the 90s, though?
I don't think that the 90s are
Iverson?
beating. The 90s are not winning.
You taking the 2000s then?
Yes.
So you have Iverson, Kobe. Are you putting Bron at 3?
I'm taking the 80s. You go prime MJ, Magic,
Like 88,
Larry
yeah.
Bird, and Kareem.
Okay, yeah.
And who am I like?
80s at the 4. I guess
do
you could put Charles there. Moses
Yeah, you take Chuck.
Malone.
No, we take Chuck. We can take Chuck. You could take Chuck. I think that 5 beats this 5. And I think if you go prime, you get prime Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal. I would take LeBron James. Absolutely, I would take LeBron James.
And AI.
And Allen Iverson. That's disgusting. Are you kidding me? That's insane. I would take those guys to beat these guys.
I don't know, though. If now that we're comparing eras, like, this 5 is crazy.
This 5 is crazy, but that 5's also crazy. We get way more defense out of that 5.
That's true. The 2000s top 5, that team is really underrated.
2000s all-time 5 is they're wild, dude. The cuts that you make even to put that team together, just at the power forward position alone.
Yeah, you
Oh
can't
my
take Dirk.
gosh, bro.
You can't take KG.
KG? Yeah, bro. The biggest knock on the 2000s is what? Point guard?
Yeah. Is AI.
Like the biggest knock on the 2000s is who you have at point, because you're like, I don't know if I want Jason Kidd as my point to run that, but
No, you definitely go AI. But it's
yeah.
like, okay, well, what would it be if you go 2010s? Steph. Who's the 2?
I'm taking Steph, Bron, Kawhi, KD.
For real, you might have to throw Kawhi at the 2.
I'm
Because we're not
Kawhi,
putting
yeah.
D Wade.
No, you
don't put D Wade there.
You put Kawhi at the 2. Yeah, I'm going. If I'm being straight up, I'm going Steph, Kawhi, LeBron, KD, and then at center,
5.
who am I throwing in at center? In the 2010s, prime Dwight Howard.
Is that the best we get?
Prime Dwight Howard's all time. What are we talking about?
I guess that would have been 2010s. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to the finals. Yeah.
Wow. There's really no other centers in the 2010s that match up with Dwight Howard.
No, I don't think so. I mean, your next best center is what, like Marc Gasol? It gets pretty bleak pretty quick. The era of centers has been the 2020s, been the first era of centers in a long time. You get Joel Embiid and you get Jokic, and now you have Wemby. So, but yeah, you take prime Dwight. You don't need him for offense. You have plenty of offense. The 80s win, the 2000s win, and I'd take the 2010s personally. I would take all of those. It'd be a great game.
Yeah.
I could see the 2020s beating the 80s. I could see it for sure. But
it's rough.
I'm sorry.
These guys are so good nowadays. Who's guarding Luka? Who's going to be able to guard that?
But Luka can't guard. Luka can't guard. It's over.
He would get exposed. He would definitely get exposed.
That's where the fatal flaw of the 2020s is just no defense. Yeah. Kobe is taking the challenge, and prime LeBron was taking the challenge. Prime LeBron was locking up Derrick Rose.
Yeah, they wanted the matchup.
Like he would take.
Yeah, like
he'd be-
Luka's not
he'd
even
get it.
to his prime, and he doesn't choose. He's never had a
LeBron
favorable
would give
matchup.
you LeBron would give you the matchup if that was on the scouting report. And if it got out of hand, he's like, all right, we're going to neutralize this guy now. You're done scoring the ball. Same with
Didn't matter the position
Kawhi.
either.
But
Yep.
yeah, no, those guys aren't. Those guys are so bad at defense. We're still letting the 2010s guys act like they run the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Very true. I think that's the difference between like stars nowadays and even 15 years ago.
Mhm.
It's like you can be the best player in the league with no defensive game.
Well,
Like,
people are calling out Anthony Edwards off the ball right now. The way that
lazy
the way
off ball
that
defense.
he's lazy off the ball. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, like when he gets his matchup and it's a good player, like he'll lock in on defense. But other than that, you do see a lot more lazy, just hide, kind of hiding away, saving my energy for the offensive end. So, yeah, I think it's just a good discussion. Just people are really saying that they're taking that 5 over any 5 in any era.
You taking the 2020s over? What eras are you taking the
No.
2020s over?
I think 2000s, if you can take any version of 2000s, and I can get like early 2000s Tim Duncan, middle 2000s Kobe, early 2000s AI, late 2000s Bron, and early 2000s Shaq, I don't think there's a team that beats that team.
Yeah, there's no era that beats that 5.
Yeah, I don't care 80s. Like even if AI is our liability, and that man he led the seasons multiple times in the early 2000s with 2-point field goals per game at 6 foot tall. AI's finishing ability at 6 foot tall and just how good he is. If that's our liability with prime Kobe, younger prime of LeBron, prime Shaq, and prime Tim Duncan, yeah, I mean that there's no downside to anybody on that team.
No, dude. I agree. I agree. I mean, I want to say this the right way. Just want to think for a minute.
No, that's our takeaway. We'll put that 5 up against that 2000s 5, and I might run a simulation on 2K, a 7-game series this week, just to see what happens.
Bro, you should, because it would go crazy. But it's just the truth. I don't even think it's. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I think that there are players that can win their matchup, but I
For
don't
the
believe.
2020s.
But I don't think that there's 5 that are going to beat that 2000s 5. Like, I'm not saying all 5 of these guys are going to beat all 5 of those guys. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, as a 5-man unit, you're not beating the early 2000s. You're not beating the 2000s era, I should say. You're not beating the 2000s era team. You cannot.
Can't.
Nobody can.
Can't.
And with that, we will close out season 3, episode 17 of the Swishlist Podcast. We are getting into when basketball becomes the most fun. Post All-Star break, 60 games, then you get into the home stretch. All of a sudden, the playoffs will be here right before you know it. So keep listening to every episode that we drop every week. Monday morning is when they come out. It's just so fun to get to record. It's just so fun. Roman, expert fisherman. Close us out.
Roman, the expert fisherman, Mr. Catches a Fish, is Swishlist Podcast. We are on episode 17, correct?
Mm-hmm. Season 3, episode 17.
We're getting late in the year. If you are not subscribed, if you are not following, if you are not liking, it's getting ridiculous. It's really getting ridiculous. We are pumping out content for you guys, and we would love some support. We're getting a lot of support lately, and we want those numbers to bump up. We want to shave our heads, so keep the support.
100,000, we shave our heads.
100,000, we shave our heads. Switch this podcast, season 3, episode 17. We are out.